am an American citizen and a Dutch citizenship. So basically, I wound up in the Middle East due to a friend who has an apartment there, and I actually went there on vacation. She had said, how about you come to the Middle East with me? And I thought, Middle East, are you crazy? And she says, no, it's a great place, it's a wonderful place for holiday. And I thought, okay. So I actually wound up going in January and then stayed.
Wow.
Bags packed and everything, I decided to stay in the Middle East. The United Arab Emirates is a Muslim country.
Right.
And Dubai is where I wound up staying, which is one of the Emirates. There are 7 Emirates that make up the United Arab Emirates.
Is that like a state? They're like provinces or states?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And Dubai, out of all of them, is probably the most open-minded and tourist-driven cities. So I was in the most multicultural place that I could possibly be in. Dubai itself has 127 nationalities that are represented. So as you can tell, believe it or not, as an American, there were as many Americans in Dubai as there are Muslims in the Raleigh-Durham Chapel Hill area.
Oh, wow.
So it was a pretty interesting observation, which was, I think it's 9 or 10,000 Americans, and I understand there's about that many Muslims within this area.
Wow.
So my biggest concern and draw that I had for coming to you all was that when I returned due to some family issues back here in Raleigh, and people said to me, you were living where? And I said, Dubai in the United Arab Emirates. And they
Well,
said,
you probably had to tell them where it was first.
yeah, and they went, where's Dubai?
The
Where's the United Arab Emirates? Is that in Saudi Arabia? And I said, no, it's in the northeastern tip. And I said, it's south of Oman. And I had to explain the map, and I always felt like I was carrying a map around in my pocket. But it's important for people to be educated.
Right.
And
right.
important for people to understand that the Middle East is not a terrorist zone. And honestly, I felt more comfortable as a person, as a woman, and as a working woman in Dubai than I do here, from what we were taught in the media here in
Right.
the States, that Islam was a negative religion.
Mhm.
And from what I experienced, and that's because it was a Muslim country, there was a lot of respect, I thought, towards the woman. And even as a Western woman, just treated with respect outside the way we're treated here. I found that people were accepted for who they were, and there was no religious connotation towards me, you know, like this is what you have to wear, this is who you're supposed to be. I felt very open and free. And in the media, because it's an international culture, I saw so many different other countries on the news, not just the American news.
Mhm.
So I was being exposed to many, many different types of things. So
Right.
as a woman walking down the street, I felt sort of respected, not hooting and hollering like, yeehaw, hey baby. Construction sites, a totally different scene. A construction worker walks around with their prayer rug. They don't hoot and holler, they might stare. But here they stare, but they hoot and holler. You know, it's normal to be stared at, but so that was one of the observations I had. I'm a freelance artist, so as an artist, the first things that I'll notice are tactile things or visual things. So smells, many different cultures, strong Arabic perfumes, which I loved, spices, foods, and also colors. My funniest observation at first was going to the mall. Okay, here it is, this culture where people, a lot of them do cover from head to toe, full abayas, and I remember seeing like 5 or 6 women sort of coming towards me, all wearing black abayas with either their eyes covered or their faces covered, or cell phones tucked inside the side of their hijab while they're walking hands-free. Walking towards me, and all I see are like fancy sunglasses and fabulous makeup, really like sensual, beautiful, like modest and strong women. These 5 women are walking towards me, and they have pocketbooks that are fancy, jewelry here and there, beautiful, fancy shoes, full of abayas, completely covered in like shopping bags, loaded down as if they were on a mission. And I'm like, what on earth did you shop for? That's my first observation. And sure enough, you know, what we think as Americans is that they can't wear anything and they have to be covered, and it's a very freeing culture. When I came back to the States, I felt that it was very, very important to share what I learned and teach people something that they can use within their world, because here in the States, I don't
Right.
feel that we understand. I would definitely like to say that I had an extraordinary experience in a Muslim culture, in a Muslim country. I appreciated the language, the culture, the people, and I would like for Americans that don't understand about the Middle East in general, whether it be Middle East or an Islamic faith, that you have to understand before you judge, that people do have to learn.